Hello everybody, my name is Asanubia. In this my topic, I'm going to talk about safety precaution in personal protective equipment. Personal protective equipment are the equipment that we can use to do any form of hot work. What is hot work? Hot works are like any work that we are doing using tools, right? Like cutlass or drilling machines, so many things, right? So basically here I will try to explain that if someone's supposed to do for you for any job, work in your warehouse, working for your car, work in different area, or work in your house, have to do service or maintenance in your house, you should always try to check, because you don't have a safety officer there, you don't have incident manager there, or so you have, or you also as the owner, you have to check for those things in order to save life, or to save your family, or to save someone to be from being injured in your house or in your office or your premises. So I'm going to highlight that basic equipment, or equipment that someone can use in different types of job that is doing. So basically, if someone wants to work in your offices, in your office or your home, you should also try to highlight them that, my friend, I mean, you're supposed to use this equipment, this you have to use this protective gears, right? So what are the protective gears? First of all, it depends on the types of job the person is going to do. But some of the protective PPP, the personal protective equipment that someone can use. First of all, you have the head hats, right? So head hat is also called an element, right? So sometimes people, you're supposed to use that, or it depends. Then coverall, right? So they have a coverall, like everywhere is have a reflectors, right? Then also it's a long dress, jumper dress also, right? So that's also can be used. Then you also have a safety boot, right? So safety boots also is more necessary, but it depends on the types of job that you are going to do for someone. So because safety boots also protect your foot, protect your feet, right? Maybe if you and heavy equipment fall on your foot, because of the iron in front of this safety boots, your feet cannot get injured, right? Then also you're looking at the ear protection, right? So also you should also have ear protection. It depends also on the job that you are doing. So ear protection is like something that's like a bulb, cotton bulb, you have to put to your ears. So even if you are doing a hard welding, right, so it cannot disturb your ear sound, it cannot disturb your ear, right? Because sometimes, because of a lot of sound, it can destroy your eardrums, right? Then also we're talking about general purpose gloves, right? They have general purpose gloves. If for instance you are doing welding, also you have the hard gloves. Also then if you are working in hospital, right, so reduce hygiene control, right? So also using gloves can protect you, can protect your health, can protect in some way or the other. So these are some of the equipment you can use in every area. Then also you're talking about high impact glove. You have also a gloves called high impact glove, like very hard gloves also. So even a hard equipment cannot pierce through it, yeah, like blade or scissors or other things, sharp elements cannot pierce through, right? Then you also have leather gloves also, right? Sometimes also it depends on which job people are doing. Also you check whether they have the leather gloves, also rubber gloves, you understand. Then also like welder gloves. Welder, they have the also special gloves they are using. So if someone is doing welding job in your house, you should always check him. Oh, do you have a welding gloves? You understand? Because unfortunately, if someone gets injured in one way or the other, you have to contribute to help him out. You understand? So in other way to avoid those things, you have to sensitize people, right? So everyone should be understand about these things. It's general idea also. Then also you see it as if it's simple, but also it can help in life in one way or the other. So also you're talking about rubber gloves. They also have rubber gloves, right? Then also you have the welder gloves. Then also you have the welder marks. So they have the welder, also they have the marks. So why is this welder marks necessary? So if someone is doing welding, it can protect his eyes. So without that welder mark, sometimes if the spark gets into the person's eyes, it can lead to another issue. So also you as the owner of an organization, or you call someone to come and do a hot work in your home also, right? It depends on which area, which part of the world, right? Like some other overseas country or some place in Africa, sometimes people don't consider some certain things, sometimes people consider some certain things. So all these things is also explained to keep us afraid about what is going on and what we should do about safety precautions, right? Then also another equipment, personal protective equipment. Also we're talking about the apron or leather robe, right? Then also talking about face shield. Also face shield, also during corona we see lot of face shield. You have different type of face shield. You have iron face shield, you have the rubber face shield for just protecting yourself from the wind, something like that. Then also talking about safety goggles. Safety goggles, these are big glasses like this, very big glasses. Also it can protect your eyes in terms of dust, sandstorm, you understand. Then also working in a very hazardous areas, right? Like working in a ceiling, right? So it can protect your eyes from the drops of dirt that is coming from the ceiling also. So these are called safety goggles. Then you also talk about fire extinguisher. So fire extinguisher also is more necessary in every area, right? So if someone is doing a hot job, right, there is no fire extinguisher around. So if like the fire ignites, right? So if there is no fire extinguisher also, it's very hard for someone to help. So if there is a fire extinguisher, you just collect the fire extinguisher and try to pump where there is a fire. Also sometimes the cable can also ignite fire, so you can use this fire extinguisher to eradicate it, right? Then also you looking at the safety harmless, right? Then you also have safety lines. What are safety lines also? These are also equipment wherein it helps to use the reflector to show where there is a safety that people should not go beyond this point, right? Then also you have the scaffold, right? These are something like an iron, right? Something like an iron. Then also you have the leather. Leather also is also necessary also, right? You don't need to use chair to stand on it to work. You should have a proper leather that you can use, right? I think most of the Asian, they call leather CD, right? But in English word is leather, right? Leather, right? Then also we're talking about the fire fighting equipment, right? So if in your house, in your offices also, people want to do a work, at least this fire equipment, they should be available. Let's say like water, you have the water sprinkler. Then you have another equipment for fire, which can also help in case of any occurrence, right? Then also you talking about the ear blower or the extractor, right? Then also you have the rescue equipment also. Rescue equipment also is more necessary also. Then also you have reflector or safety vest. Reflector or safety vest is more now common, right? So most times you can even have in apron or other your long some kind of overall that you are putting on. They can also put a safety here, so at least the reflector, if you are working in the night, at least you can protect yourself. So that one is also a personal protective equipment also. Then you talking about we're talking about the voltmeter, right? So also you should have a voltmeter. Then also your power tool. Then also you should have an adapter, right? Adapter means that if you are using power tools, maybe the power tools power is extremely high, then it can blow up the entire MEP system. So also, but if you have this adapter, the adapter can only be affected right, then at least it cannot ignite to fire in the building. Only an adapter will get burnt, right? Then also talking about the hand radio, right? Hand radio also can also help in terms of communication, right? So like if someone is working on this electrical system, this one is working here, at least you can able to use a handset and communicate to each other. Okay, put it on, put it off, right? So that one also is very necessary. Then also you're talking about the first aid kits, right? Also first aid kit is more necessary. Also if someone come to your office, want to do work, at least you that have your office or your home, at least you have a first aid kit there, or the person also should come with first aid equipment, right? So basically in the modern world right now, people are putting so many mechanism to help save life, you know, in case of emergency, because the times that you can take from one place to go to an hospital, maybe someone might lose his life, or maybe someone might lose lots of blood, right? So or without this, some of this equipment, because fire can take few seconds, right? Without solving that fire situation, that few seconds, it can lead to more disaster. So it's better to have some of these mechanisms, these precautions, so it can help to ignite or to eradicate the fire, right? Then also we're talking about another equipment like lightering equipment, right? Or like in a crane. So basically these are some of the mechanism, some of the precautions that we can use in PPE, that is personal protective elements, right? So things that can help someone when you want to do some certain work, or you can help someone to direct him that these are the tools that you're supposed to have when you are doing this particular job. These are the tools that you're supposed to have. And also it can help us to give us direction that whenever I want to do some certain job, these are the mechanism how we can protect ourselves. Even the sun, right? Whenever there is a highly sun, right, we know that you're supposed to put on your goggles or spectacles, it depends, you know, or sunglasses to protect your eyes. Whenever there is a high storm, you're supposed to put your shades on, right? So it depends on different areas. So it can be applied not only for work, in personal life it can be applicable, right? Then also talking about the safety operating procedures, right? Like if someone wants to do some certain works, right, this person they want to do some certain work, they should check for their mechanical layout, right? How are they going to do their work? They check for mechanical layout. They need also to check for their electrical lockouts, right? Electrical, and also their if their HARC also is available, right? Then their toolbox also should also be available, right? So like sometimes in construction center, there should always be a qualified personnel that is there, a qualified safety officer, a qualified engineer, right? It depends in every areas, right? There should be a qualification, right? Then also you're talking about the first aider in every area, like community or any organization. They should also have a first aider in case of any emergency, you're able to render service. Then also you have the fire warden. The fire warden in every organizations or business place or government buildings, at least it's good to have a fire warden there. In case of there is a fire, at least it can help in one way or the other, right? So also we're talking about the circuit voltage, right? So also there should be a circuit voltage which control the entire buildings or which control the community. It depends, you know. So there are a lot of things that we need to check, which can help to save lives and property, you know. So but basically I will stop here because there are a lot of things. And also we're talking about lift planning, right? So the elevator, if you have elevator in your house, so what are the plans that you have in case of any emergency, right? Then also you're talking about clearing your areas. So whenever you want to do work, make sure that you clear some certain areas. If they want to do maintenance in your house, in your office, make sure that you keep that area clean and clear, you know. So I stop here, and thank you all for listening to me. And also communication is more necessary also. So communicating to each other whenever there is a work going on, or safety jobs, or they want to do any job in your house or your organization, so you have to communicate with each other and know how are they going to do your work. So I stop here. Thank you all for listening to me.